Once upon a time in a forest, there was a little bird. It was winter, and one day he went out looking for some berries. He searched everywhere, but he could only find one. It was a very lonely berry, and it sat all by itself on a leafless twig. As our little bird was about to eat his precious prize, he noticed something. Below him on the ground, there was a fox. Now, this wasn't just any fox. It was a very large fox, and it looked very lonely and very hungry. And he was shivering because he had lost his way home, and it was very cold outside. When the fox saw the little bird with the precious berry, he started to whimper and cry, hoping that the little bird would give it to him. But the little bird didn't have to feel bad for the fox. He had found that berry after searching so long, and it was his dinner. However, looking down at the big, hungry, shivering fox, the little bird felt a tug at his heart. The little bird thought to himself, well, I found that berry all by myself, and I don't really need it. If I give it to that fox, he will survive. Ow. And if I eat it, well, I will survive too. So our little bird chose to be kind. He dropped the berry down into the snow in front of the fox. The fox was so grateful. He licked the little bird's feet and thanked him again and again. Then the fox ate the delicious berry, and he felt a bit of strength come back to him. And this gave the clever fox an idea. As the little bird flew up into a tree, the fox shouted up to him, "Hey little bird, up in that tree there is a rabbit hole. And inside that rabbit hole lives a rabbit. That rabbit is very lost and doesn't know how to get back to its family. Why don't you go and tell him where his burrow is?" The little bird knew that this was a good idea, so he did. He flew down to the rabbit hole and woke up the sleepy rabbit. "Hey rabbit, I know where your burrow is. Follow me." The little bird led the rabbit all the way back to his burrow. The rabbit was so happy. He thanked the little bird over and over again and hopped happily off to join his family. The little bird was very happy that he helped the rabbit, but he was also a little bit sad that now he didn't have any dinner. As he sat there watching the sunset, the little bird suddenly heard a voice behind him. "Hey little bird, I want to thank you for helping my brother. You saved his life. And to say thank you, I'd like to give you something." When the little bird turned around, he saw that it was the rabbit he had helped. "Here you go." The rabbit pulled a carrot out of his mouth and pushed it towards the little bird. "I know you're probably not a fan of carrots, but this is all that I had." The little bird didn't mind the offer. In fact, he was very touched by the rabbit's kindness. The rabbit said, "Look, if you follow me, I know where a family of squirrels live. They have lots of nuts stored away, and I bet they would share some with you." The little bird thought this was a great idea, and the two became friends as they walked through the forest together. They soon came across a cozy tree hole, and the rabbit knocked on it with his paw. "Hello, anyone home?" A moment later, a squirrel stuck his head out of the hole and asked, "Can I help you?" The rabbit said, "I brought a friend here. He's a little hungry, and I was wondering if you could share some of your nuts with him." The squirrel immediately understood. "Of course, come right in. We always have room for one more." The little bird and the rabbit walked into the cozy den, where they met a mother squirrel and her 3 baby squirrels. "You must be the rabbit," said the mother squirrel. "We've heard so many wonderful things about you." The little bird was surprised. "You've heard things about me?" The mother squirrel nodded her head. "Your brother saved one of our baby squirrels a few weeks ago. He helped him when he got caught up in some fishing nets by the river. Without him, we don't know what we would have done." She turned back to the little bird. "So you must be the little bird? We are so grateful to you too." I remember that day clearly. One of our baby squirrels ran out of our den and climbed up that tree. He wanted to get a nut that had fallen onto a branch, but the branch was very high. He couldn't reach it. And before he knew it, the nut fell and hit a loose rock. The rock rolled and almost knocked him off the ledge. If it hadn't been for your quick reactions, he might have fallen and been hurt. The little bird blushed. "Oh, it was nothing, really. I was just lucky." The mother squirrel shook her head. "No, you weren't just lucky. You were brave. And that takes a lot of courage." She turned back to the rabbit. "Thank you for bringing your friend here. Now let's give him some nuts. We have plenty to share." The baby squirrels ran over to a corner of the den and started pulling out acorns, hazelnuts, and walnuts. "Here you go, little bird. We have so many nuts. I'm sure you can find one that you like." The little bird was very grateful for the squirrel's kindness. He picked up a hazelnut and started to crack it open. It was so delicious. Suddenly he heard a voice. "Hey, little bird, what are you doing?" The little bird looked up and saw another group of birds staring at him. "I'm eating a hazelnut. Do you want some?" The birds shook their heads. "No, thank you. We don't like nuts. We prefer seeds." The little bird continued to eat his nut. One of the birds hopped closer and said, "Hey, little bird, why aren't you in your nest? It's getting dark and it's going to be a cold night. Don't you have a den or a hole to hide in?" The little bird sighed. "Yes, but it's not very safe. There are predators in the area, and I'm afraid that they might find me." "Well, you don't have to worry anymore. We'll take care of that for you, all of us." The little bird was confused. "What do you mean?" the bird explained. "Look, we're a very strong group. We have about 10 birds in our group, and we can build you a nest that even a predator won't want to mess with." The little bird was very touched. "You don't have to do that for me. I'm sure I'll be fine on my own." The birds insisted, and so the little bird let them help him. Together, they made a very strong nest out of twigs and leaves, and the little bird was very grateful for their kindness. As he settled down inside the nest to sleep, he realized that the fox hadn't needed the berry to survive. The rabbit hadn't needed the carrot to survive, but he, the little bird, didn't need the help of the other birds to survive either. Each of them had chosen to be kind, and the little bird was now reaping the rewards of that kindness. He closed his eyes and drifted off to sleep, thinking about how the smallest act of kindness can make the biggest difference. If you like this story, please share it with everyone, and click like and subscribe to follow the next stories.